Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Check Me. So we got the Kansas City Chiefs beating the brakes off of the Bengals. No, I'm just joking. The Kansas City Chiefs pull out a win in a nail-biter, last-second field goal by Buckner. Buckner, we all know Buckner has a strong leg, but man, what a game! What a game between them two. We saw a nice defensive battle. Of course, Kansas City was depleted. They lost Kadarius Toney. They lost Mecole Hardman. Who else did they lose? Yeah, they had their essentially their weapons go down to the point they had guys who were pretty much on the crevice of the practice squad. But the arrogance of Cincinnati to literally come, they were so nonchalant coming into this game. There was no doubt they were going to come in and beat the Chiefs for the fourth time. And what did they do? Right? They faced a Chiefs team that was upset. This Chiefs team, heard what's happening in the media. They saw the Joe Cool stuff. They were pulling up the stats. Joe Cool hasn't lost in under 32-degree weather. And what happened? They flopped. And it goes to show when you have these battles, when you look at the great battles of essentially quarterbacks, right? You look at the Roethlisberger and Manning, Roethlisberger and Brady. You look at these quarterback duels. There was humbleness, there was respect, there was reverence to other guys, and that was absent. When you're seeing that in the media as a Chiefs fan, you're going to this game ready to knock someone's head off their shoulders. But aside from the arrogance of the Cincinnati Bengals, the execution of the Bengals was just lackluster. By the way, that guy tore his ACL the last play of the game. He tore his ACL. I'll show you the clip. He tore his ACL. He tore his ACL last play that play game when he pushed Mahomes out. But I want to talk about Joe Burrow for a second because we puff Joe Burrow up, right? We puff him up so much, right? I know some guys that will marry Joe Burrow if they could. He was 26 for 41, right? 6 yards per pass, one touchdown, which was pretty much a toss-up, right? My little sister could have made that throw. She couldn't, but she could have made that throw. 2 interceptions, and then he was sacked 5 times with a 70 quarterback rating. So what do I tell? Watching the game and what I see in the stat, he was holding the ball long for too long. Now, this is where people understand. Zach Taylor's offense does predicate and rely on the quarterbacks to hold the ball because the route development of these routes are a lot longer than the short routes. So the concepts in Zach Taylor's offense is take time, get the ball out, unless they put an emphasis on their quick game. But Joe Burrow was holding the ball on for way too long. And then also, not in the first half, but in the first half, Chris Jones was just a menace. The second half, the defense, Spagnolia, he really figured out a way to beat the Bengals. Hey, double chase, double T. Now, I don't expect we'll see this with Philadelphia Eagles, but double chase, double Higgins, because I'm not gonna get on that, but because the Philadelphia Eagles have the receivers a lot more polished than the receivers in Cincinnati. But double chase, double T, and let Joe Burrow beat you with this quarterback IQ. And what happened? He didn't. So I see the reason I see the 2 interceptions. What did he do? He threw one up in double coverage, tried to be a hero, make a play, throw it to T Higgins, who had it out and up. And what happened? Pick 2 rookies. They doubled them. And that was the recipe that the Chiefs used throughout the rest of the game. So Joe Burrow, right? Don't get me wrong, he led the team in rushing. He made some plays with his feet. But the mentality and the arrogance to go in, get down early, and then, okay, hey, we've been here before, right? I talked about him calling protections. I thought the protection was there, right? The protection was there. What happened? Joe Burrow didn't make the throws. He had 2 opportunities to make plays at the end of the game. 2 opportunities to make plays at the end of the game. And what happened? He threw a pick, right? And then what happened after that? They punted the ball, right? With Joe Burrow, let me play this. With Joe Burrow, how can I say this? Where he has to mature in this game is every time we throw the ball, it doesn't have to be a jump ball. And we marvel at him throwing the ball to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and they go up and get it. Right? He has the easiest job in the NFL. Hey, I want you to go out there and throw the ball up to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. right? You have a gutsy receiver who, I hate to say it, if it's not a slant or if it's not an out route, I mean, it's not a slant or a deep route, a straight line route or a basic route, Jamar Chase can run it. But if it's not that, he can't run it, right? Slants and goes. That's what I call Jamar Chase. Slants and goes. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he can't run those other routes, but if he wants to refine himself as a route runner, he has to really develop himself to have a lot more route creativity, how to find ways to get open against guys, against double teams, to make him more of a threat. Now, I will say this. Where you have that type of concept where you have longer, mature routes, they bracket those. So what does that mean? Joe Burrow has to be better with his passing, and he wasn't, right? A great play, a great throw for a quarterback is not throwing a deep ball, a jump ball to a top receiver in the league. A great play for a quarterback is being able to throw, a curl route against cover 9, right? It's being able to throw a corner route against cover 2, right? These are what make great. This is what make great quarterbacks great. Not the accuracy or the power behind the ball, but understanding how to make a play when the coverage is just clumpy. So that's what. And I'm not gonna lie. Hey, look, I doubted Mahomes as a pocket passer. Right, there was an ounce of doubt I had him. Mahomes went out there and he was phenomenal. I mean, he's playing on one leg. Okay, let me not hype him up. He's playing on a high ankle sprain, so he couldn't get anything behind it. He goes in with this Bengals defense, who has a tough pass rush, and he goes and wins the game. Not only with his legs, but with his feet. Now let's look at what Mahomes did. Mahomes 29 for 43, so very a high percentage complete over more than half of his passes. 326 yards. So the yardage matched the pass attempts, right? So he had a 320-yard game, 7.6 average per carry, 2 tubs, no interceptions. He didn't turn the ball over other than that one fumble where it went up in the air. Sacked 3 times. And here's why I look at the sacks for Mahomes. I don't look at that as a bad thing. The guy's running on 1 foot. You know what I'm saying? He's running on 1 foot. And then, okay, let me hype it up. He's running on a high ankle sprain, which is tough, right? They probably gave some Toradol, a cortisone shot, and said, get out there and play ball. He got sacked 3 times, but he had a 105 quarterback rating, right? Highly efficient, right? Didn't turn the ball over other than that one time, right? The running game was non-existent. So listen to this. The Chiefs ran the ball 20 times. They had 42 yards on the ground. So basically, on one leg, you said, hey, Mahomes, go out there and win the game. He had no Tony, he had no Juju Smith-Schuster, and he had no Mecole Hardman. His 3 top receivers, Valdez Gaines was solid, but 3 top receivers were down. So what did they do? They just said, let's bracket Kelsey. And what happened? Mahomes still won the game. I'm not going to say Mahomes. The Chiefs still won the game, but Mahomes still won. I'll give him credit this time. Mahomes still won the game. I mean, he hit how many different receivers? Marquise Valdez-Scantling, 1 receiver. Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, Jarrett McKinnon, Marcus Kemp, Sky Moore, Mecole Hardman, Kadarius Toney, Juju Smith-Schuster, Noah Gray. He had 10 different receivers. And before this game, you guys didn't know who Marcus Kemp or Noah Gray was. You didn't know they played on the Chiefs. And they went out and contributed. I'm not going to lie. Isaiah Pacheco, man, that guy's a dog. I mean, just him being able to run the ball, tote the ball, catch the ball in the backfield, fighting for yards. I'm not going to lie. He was tired, and I saw that they were running trap. He was heavy breathing, gave him trap, picked up 3 or 4. That's what you want out of a running back. And those were tough yards. Those tough yards, sticking to the run, as long as they did, helped the defense stay honest. He had more carries than Mixon and Samaje Perine. But the story is just that defense. I mean, you talk about second half adjustments and then fourth quarter adjustments. I know you guys saw the Peyton Manning podcast. Second half adjustments don't mean anything. There are serious second half adjustments, and sometimes you make them on the fly. But the how they bracketed Higgins, how they bracketed Jamar Chase and got them out there was just phenomenal. Big win for the Chiefs. Big win for Andy Reid. We always love Andy Reid in Philadelphia. So it'll be good to see what we can do and how they stack up against Philadelphia. By the way, full stadium, 110% capacity, in attendance 73,426 people. That's what you want to do when you play in Kansas City and Arrowhead. Have that many people come out. So we'll see what happens when we play Philadelphia.